Thousands of Africans make the dangerous boat journey to Spain and the Canary Islands every year, desperately seeking a better life. Those lucky enough to survive often find themselves vulnerable to exploitation.
Now, the Spanish government says it wants to make it easier for migrants to get jobs, but can these policies work? Laurence Lee went to the Spanish capital, Madrid, to find out.
Madrid may be one of Europe's most fashionable and upmarket cities, yet increasingly in the background there are outsiders desperate to make this their home as well. From Cameroon, or Guinea, or Senegal, or Mali, many of these people came by boat, and you'd think just being here would be an improvement on home, but no.
Every day the sun rises, I see how the people are. I see what they have to do. I tell myself it's not easy. If we knew how things really are, we wouldn't have wanted to come. I would have preferred to stay at home.
Most Africans here work on Spain's massive construction sites. There are hundreds of vacant jobs for this kind of thing, and the pay doesn't sound too bad either. This man from Mali said he gets €1,000 a month, or $1,300. But still, something's going badly wrong.
There's a growing acceptance here, as elsewhere in Europe, that big, booming economies like this really rely nowadays on economic migrants, very often to do the jobs that local people simply don't want to do. Questions then arise. Why is it still so difficult for people from Africa to come over here to find a job? And why, if they do get here, is life still apparently so miserable?
Dig a bit more and you can find out that getting on for 400 people have died on building sites this year alone, and without the proper papers they can fire you at a moment's notice. That's exactly what happened to Hervé on the day we met him. Now he's contemplating homelessness.
If you knew it was a fire, would you still step into it? We all came because we thought we could find work easily. But when you get on the ground, you realize the conditions are different.
Alarmed by public reactions to the images of despair from the Canary Islands, the Spanish government has now decided to redraw its strategy towards migrant workers. In future, businesses will be prompted to hire these people in their own country, rather than waiting to see if they survive the trip to Spain. It may not sound like rocket science, but it's being billed as the future of economic migration in the whole of Europe.
It's a consequence also of a demand of the Spanish society that wants a stronger commitment to tackle the important challenges that are in Africa. The question of the gap in terms of prosperity, of development between Spain and Europe and Africa.
Still, the pay will remain much the same, and some would argue that it's all a way of exploiting people more easily and successfully. Certainly there's no sense here that European wages make for a happier life.
After this, you know, Africa's paradise. We need everything outside from Africa, you know. If you have a good job, all you can have a month is €1,500, okay? Yeah. Right now you have to try to pay apartments, have apartment rent, and you need to still have food to eat, and you still have work to wear. So I think they're gonna have no money.
You do wonder whether people would risk making the crossing if they knew what the realities of life are in Spain. But this is a story full of contradictions. Perhaps the most perverse is that as much as Spain needs these people, coming to Europe by boat remains the only choice for many. Laurence Lee, Al Jazeera in Madrid.